So this is the reading for the next new moon, which will happen at the 2nd of March. And this reading is especially geared towards the Mauna Kea, which is the center of the Hawaiian island, which is falsely called the Big Island, and which is actually part of the Hawaiian kingdom in continuity, or also the kingdom of the Hawaiian Islands, however you want to call it. And I'm making these readings especially for human beings who are engaged in protecting our Earth Mother. And I'm using the Hawaiian Island, its capital Hilo, as a focal point because what is happening here is actually pivotal for the whole world, because the question whether the Hawaiian Kingdom is a sovereign nation and is permitted to protect its land in the Hawaiian way, which is very, very loving and caring and observing. And the United States is like, it's like in this place, if this is understood, and the geopolitical landscape, this is the place that where it can prevent it, that we are entering in the most brutal and most cruel ecofascism one can imagine. That all other regimes we know of, like Stalin, Hitler, Pol Pot, is nothing against what can come if we don't stand up and defend what is right, and defend our Earth Mother from the ongoing rape culture. So this is what my readings are for. And that being said, this chart is the strangest chart I've ever seen in my whole long life since I do astrology. And now the last full moon, just a couple of days ago, was very exciting for me, and it was still in Aquarius. And also the sign rising of the whole chart was also in Aquarius. But the sun and other planets were also already in the 12th house. Now the 12th house is equivalent to Pisces. Now we are entering Pisces season. In a couple of days, 21st of February, we'll be in Pisces season. Now Pisces is the very last zodiac sign. Here, Aries, that's vernal equinox. That's when it starts. And Pisces is associated with the ocean. And so Pisces people may experience that they understand everybody, but nobody understands them, because the Pisces cycle is like, this already has been done, and now you've reached the end. So many times the Pisces incarnation can also stand for a new cycle of reincarnations, maybe in a different space, or, you know, it's like you've reached the end, which always means a new beginning is coming. But here we are in the end, and also the 12th house is equivalent to Pisces, as I said before, and that is also a place for karma, for understanding karma, working of karma, and looking in the past a little bit, and just, you know, in Germany we have this term of spring cleaning. You know, in spring you want to clean out everything, so for all good things to come. And so this is a little bit that season. So I would advise everybody who can, I can't, but a lot of you can, go into the ocean as much as you can. Go underwater, go into the water, and every time you go into the water, pray to the water, please cleanse me. Please make me understand. Because, to my opinion, the water is the element of our Mother God. And our Mother God has been treated so badly for so many millennia, I would say, yeah, that now is the time the Mother God comes forth and says, no more, stop now, yeah. Whether it's Queen Liliuokalani or, whoever is your role model, your female role model, the water is her element. The water is where we come from, and the water is where we can clean ourselves, and cleanliness is the basis of health. Now we're having this Red Hill scandal on Oahu, and if you want to know about it, you can read about it. I don't have to repeat that. Other people talk about it too much already. Not too much, but so all eyes is on water. But we have to also consider the water inside of us. We are made out of like 70% water. And there have been so many researches that are kind of repressed by the mainstream science about the qualities of water, especially water as a keeper of memory, that I would really advise you to look into. That really we use this time coming next to really go into the properties of water, to see what we can do for the water and what the water is always doing for us. So that is this time, because when I pulled up this chart in order to make this video, I have, out of curiosity's sake, already looked at the chart of the coming full moon. And that is interesting, because then will be a time for really coming out, really showing ourselves. Every new moon is always a time for starting new things, and really contemplating of what we want. And I think right now, here in Hawaii, what we want most is keep our waters clean. Keep it so that we can use it in a way that is beneficial. Instead of, like what happens to me next door, fracking it into the lava, which has already caused this huge outbreak of lava in 2018. And it happens right so that I hear it. I hear it roaring at night. It's horrible. So that's the wrong use of water. This is not how water wants to be used. This is like using a woman in a wrong way. So anyway, coming to our chart, what is really catching the eye is this blue triangle. 120-degree angle is always a beneficial angle. It's called trine. 2 sextiles, that is 60-degree angle. That's a little bit not so accurate here. Here we have our conjunction between moon and sun. That's why it's called new moon, because they're together. And then right next to is Jupiter, and Jupiter is expansive. Jupiter makes everything lucky. Yeah, and then comes Neptune, and both Jupiter and Neptune, they both belong into Pisces. That's their house. And before Neptune was discovered, which is not too long ago, Jupiter was the one who belongs to Pisces, also belonging into Sagittarius, whom I call the philosopher or the priest, the keeper of the sacred fire, and Pisces. And so Neptune is known as to be the god of the ocean. Yeah, it could also be a goddess, who cares? But this is where we're at. Now we have here a very, very, very strong influence at the end of Capricorn. Capricorn stands for the public domain. It's the last and hardest earth sign. And not here in Hawaii, but in other places in the northern hemisphere, it's cold, right? So here we have Venus meeting Mars and Pluto. Now Pluto is like the higher octave of Mars. That is power, power, power. And whatever is hindering Pluto, Pluto will blow it away. Boom. Can be very, 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 very violent when transformation is resisted. And what does that support? It supports the karmic aim of this event. And I spoke before about it in my former readings, that now the karmic aim has moved from the intellectual first air sign of Gemini, which I personally call the journalist, into Taurus. That's the first earth sign. And here we are. Do we have to till the soil? Not really, but we should put our hands into the earth, and we shouldn't call her dirt or soil. So stupid of the Americans. They are so removed from nature. It's horrible. We have to. That's why they need to go out of Hawaii before they can destroy everything. I'm not talking about nice Americans who are having their little lot here and support the sovereignty movement. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about the government and their money and their values, which are no values at all. And so that the connection between these two earth signs, very, 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 very strong. Last earth sign, first earth sign. Here we have to go, and then also here we have Uranus. Uranus and Taurus is causing a lot of upheaval, and it is nicely connected here with a sextile. And then we have Chiron in the first house. And the first house always stands for I, me, and myself. And Chiron is the wounded healer. So healing is on the agenda. Self-care. We need that right now because it's very soon that we can come out. And as this Chong it's called conjunction, 3 planets on one spot, is happening in the 11th house. This is already in the. This happens in the collective already. This happens in the wider human sphere. Not really in the government public, but in the under public eyes. The 11th house is equivalent to Aquarius, and as the sign rising is so close to the first fire sign, it's like all the houses are now almost identical with the zodiac signs that they are representing in our personal. You can say the system of the houses is like the personal zodiac and starts at the sign rising. And so here we have all this in the 11th house, and here we have a conjunction between Mercury and Saturn in Aquarius, but it leads nowhere. It really leads nowhere. We can think and think and think and think so thoroughly and so intelligently. This is not going to bring us anywhere. So then comes a sudden event. Uranus always acts very sudden, and our whole theory about what is right and wrong is blown up, and we have to gather the pieces and maybe start anew. I don't know. So anyway, this is happening in the second house. The second house is equivalent to Taurus. As I said before, the houses are now more or less together with their zodiac signs, and that stands for our property, how we are dealing with property. And here is an indication that what is our karmic aim is to give back the land to those who treat it lovingly, period. And to amend for theft. That's what it's all about. Yeah, we have been collectively so removed from our Earth Mother, from the land, with simple things like always wearing rubber soles. Now rubber isolates, yeah, so we don't get the vibration, we don't get the energy that our Earth Mother gives us through the soles of our feet every time we walk. We don't get that. When I first came here, you could still lie any place at the side of the road in the grass and relax. You can't do that anymore because now they're fire ants. And this is going on and on and on and on and on. From the first mosquitoes who came here to the missionaries who have seeded all kind of thorny weeds so that the Hawaiians wouldn't like to walk barefoot anymore. It's going on and on and on and on. One pest after the other. And we are living here on an organic farm, and almost everything has some kind of disease. All the plants, everything has some kind of strange afflictions. It's very, very discouraging, but it's a fact that we have to look into the eyes. That even if we want to be organic, once we are not loving, it's not going to work. Okay, I think as this looks so simple, that's about it. And thank you for bearing with me. And I apologize my preaching, but yeah, sometimes I like doing that. See you, listen to you, talk to you soon about the next full moon.